can also stream. All right, good evening and welcome to Scholar Lane. It's just been a long time coming, and I hope we had a pleasant weekend, or we are having a pleasant weekend. So it's the day we've been waiting for, and I'm glad to have us here, Miss Marilyn and Mr. Miracle, all the way from Scholar Lane. My name is Olufunke, and if you're watching us live now, welcome to our show. Say something, wave our guests, our audience. Okay, you're very welcome. So
Okay.
I'll just do a very brief one, right? My name is Olufunke Owonyekpa. I'm a team member with Colleen. And also, like I mentioned earlier, we have Marilyn here. She will introduce herself in due time and Miracle. And tonight we're going to be talking about Global Talent Visa and how it's a unique opportunity. We've been talking about this online on our socials, on LinkedIn especially. We've been talking about it on Facebook, on Twitter. So if you've seen any of our posts, also on Eventbrite, wherever it is that you saw our post, you're welcome to our show. I know some of the team members also shared to their private contacts on WhatsApp. So we've tried to tell everyone about this webinar. And it's really interesting to have everyone here tonight. Um, so I'll just let my team members do the introduction. Majorly tonight, I'm just an usher that will just direct things and make this show what our well, and basically also a timekeeper. So I'll go first with Miss Marilyn. How has your day been? I hope you've had a nice weekend. So introduce yourself and tell us about how your day has been.
Yeah, thank you so much, Funke. Yeah, it's been an
Okay.
interesting day. So what I would say in a nutshell, I am a double Global Talent Visa awardee, a recipient of the UK Global Talent and the Australian Global Talent through the digital technology route. So I migrated about 6 years ago to the UK, and since then I've also been really passionate about supporting people with their career migration goals. That was
Mm.
actually the vision that bettered Scholarly and what we do. So being very, very consistent member of communities and online as well, where I support people, just advising them, guiding them through that whole journey, just as I've experienced as well. So, and that's like one of the things we've come to talk about, getting that information out there, telling more people about, the benefits, just as I stumbled upon it, about a while ago and went through the
Okay.
process. So that's my passion and that's what I do.
Okay, it's really interesting having you here tonight, Miss Marilyn. It's majorly it's very important, right? Because you're an awardee and you've had the opportunity to get this twice. First in the UK and the second for Australia. So you have a wealth of knowledge that I think our audience tonight will benefit from. I know they will benefit from. So before we continue the conversation, because I'm really burning to ask a lot of questions, I'll just go to Mr. Miracle, and so he'll just introduce himself to us and what he does, and okay, we'll carry on from there. So, Mr. Miracle, on to you.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I'm just trying to see where what I'll actually say to introduce myself, but I'll just be very brief. My name is Miracle. My surname is Amaizu.
Okay.
Yeah, so currently I'm a data analyst and I'm also a data coach. But
Okay.
before I became, a data analyst or coach, I actually had a background in petroleum engineering, first degree, and a master's degree in environmental technology and management. So, my journey into the tech industry So transitioning to the tech industry, from engineering, it was not an easy one. Yeah, so and that was even how my passion for coaching, started. Because currently, at Scholarly, I'm also a coach, helping people to also secure the global talent visa as part of what I do at Scholarly. So yeah, so before I transition into this field, in navigating, trying to chart my own path, took a lot of perseverance and determination. So, so I became passionate about, from my own story, about helping people get into a particular dream they actually want to achieve of their choice, because I saw all of the obstacles and how it you know took me to be where I am at the moment as I'm certified coach. So so part of the things have also helped me to also want to help people also um, achieve their dreams, taking them from where they are to where they want to be, even from my own and story. Yeah, as well. Yeah, I
Okay.
also have quite some experience in sales and customer service. Um,
Quite
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. So being a salesperson and being having good customer service experience takes a lot of empathy. Having the
Mhm.
ability, I've developed all of those skills over the years, and I've brought all of those things into coaching at Scholarly, and helping people know the right
Yes,
questions.
we've really seen you do that in Scholar Lane, and I believe it's one of the core roles, core characteristic or responsibilities of this role. You have to empathize with scholars and those who want to way into this global talent visa and other career migration routes, and you have to be empathetic to their career and to their dreams, and you have to relate with it and be able to help them. We've seen you do that, so thank you very much. You can carry on. You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
carry on.
So yeah, selling has actually enhanced my social skills. Um,
Okay.
yeah, in the past years. So that ability to practically understand maybe a client struggle, or someone that wants to get maybe the visa. What are the
Okay.
probable struggles that person would have? How to empathize with that person. Some persons are usually sometimes even discouraged. It's not like they are talented; they are not talented, and they don't know what to do. But most times they are discouraged. So different sets of people knowing what their cases might be. So
Okay.
there's a seller's experience eye and Google you need to have to be able to see that. So and those were built out of experience. I bring that into coaching, and in my field as a data coach, it has even helped me to help a lot of persons transition, from beginners level or no level and data knowledge level to where they are now, and some of them are even gainfully employed. So I've brought all of those things into Scholarly, and we've been able to support a lot of persons get the global talent visa, and we are still supporting much more persons. Thank you.
Okay.
I think
All right. Thank
that's
you very much for that introduction. It was really insightful, especially to into your role, aside from your person, into your role in Scholarly, and how you help those who are interested in migrating abroad through, especially tech or other career routes. So we thank you for everything you do. But moving from that, I would just want you to go directly into telling us about the Scholarly dream, um, the vision behind it, the drive, and what we're doing for people, applicants who are willing to, who are using the career route to migrate into different countries to realize their dreams and all of that. Please, can you just tell us about the Scholarly dream?
this question. I think we myself and really we need to put heads together, like, to be very very honest and answer this question. It's so because she has her own what's the word to use? She has her own share of the story. She actually was the
The vision.
original
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So and
Mhm.
before we met, I also had that kind. I was doing something, but not similar to what she was doing. I was actually doing training. So I was upskilling and reskilling some persons in not just tech, because my background was engineering, and I had my
Mm.
postgraduate studies, masters in environmental technology. So I was helping some students or some learners or some maybe individuals or professionals upskill in health, safety, and environment.
Okay.
Also connecting with partners to train people, in tech. So and we met, and I saw that she also had passion in also upskilling and reskilling talents,
Okay.
and so
I think this
relocation.
particular passion actually spreads through the team, entire team at Scholar Lane. It looks like a
Yeah,
family or a group of individuals that are interested in helping people achieve their career dreams, right? So
yes.
it's a unifying factor across the team. So I think we'll go to Miss Marilyn and hear about the vision, because say you're the one that carries this particular vision. You're the visionary. You're the driver. So let's hear from you. Tell us about Scholarly.
Okay. So the passion, as I said, it's about helping people, and it all started really with providing the access to information, providing that for me personally as well, the experiences I had going through that journey of finding well, actually scholarships and funding to study abroad, and that whole process that then led on to getting the global talent visa. So along the line, people just keep reaching out, and it just became more than just a passion, but also the propelling force for us to carry on and reach out to more and more persons. So I'd say
Mhm.
the vision there is about connecting talents to opportunities, and those
All right.
opportunities out there is just the access to it that sometimes people are not aware that the opportunities exist, and that's where we're coming to bridge that gap and provide
Okay.
that information and guidance, also helping and holding people by the hand to guide them through that journey. So be it
Okay.
education, career related, and migration, because they're all really connected. I mean, someone can have a dream to come abroad and study, but then it's a means to an end for them to potentially get a better career, or to really launch a new path in
Okay.
their career journey.
Okay, it's very interesting connecting talents to opportunities. For those who are watching, these talents are not limited to only tech talents. It spreads across engineering and even arts, different fields of life. So that is why the global talent visa is a very important aspect of what Scholarly does. It's one of the major products, I would say, or major help that the team renders to applicants or to people who are really interested in accelerating their careers. So we've heard what Miss Marilyn said. She has been doing this for a while. She's a member of different communities that help people migrate or help them grow their careers or help them maximize their opportunities and connect talents to or help them mentor them in the right path to help them maximize their talents and get the most out of themselves and their dreams. So we'll go right now to the Global Talent Visa. We've been talking about these things. A lot of people are hearing this for the first time. Some have heard the name or they've even seen our post and they really do not know what the Global Talent Visa is all about. Okay, so I would want you to just shed a little bit of light on what the Global Talent Visa is and why it is a unique opportunity amongst every other opportunity that exists, especially for migration, right? Because I think that is the major aspect to it. The global talent visa, and how many countries do this global talent visa? just give us an overview of what it is and why it is a unique opportunity. So there's a question someone is asking on YouTube. We'll come to that. Mr. Dipo Idowu, thank you. He says we are having a nice conversation and he's asking about media opportunities. So Miss Marilyn is going to answer along with her conversation or what the talk she's going to have with us now. She's going to tell us about the Global Talent Visa and the opportunities that exist beneath this umbrella. So you can go right on.
Okay. Yeah, the Global Talent Visa is a visa route, and it's called Global Talent because the whole essence of it is to attract the best and brightest in particular fields, and it ties to a country's strategy. So be it maybe innovation strategy, skill strategy. So for example, the UK has got a plan around, you know, getting or bridging the gap between certain talents, or attracting more international talents to actually, boost the economy. So countries will have like specific plans, and the Global Talent Visa just really is a scheme. It's usually quite special, different from every other visa routes that may have already existed because they are going to make it conducive for the kind of talent they're looking for. So again, there are certain rules and criteria that needs to be met to actually qualify for it. So that's where it's important to understand the rules. So it's an opportunity, and unique as well. When we say it's unique, it's because it's really quite different from every other visa that may also exist within a
Okay.
country's plan. And in terms of which other countries offer it, I mean, it's called different things by different
Yeah.
countries. So the UK and Australia, at least, they use that term
All
global
right.
talent visa. But countries
Different
like
business.
US,
Okay.
they have extraordinary ability. Some countries call it special. So it just depends. And you have over 7 countries that actually have a defined scheme that is
Oh,
different
very
from. This is
interesting.
different from skilled worker migration routes. This is,
I needed you to
usually
really
is
highlight that because I think a lot of people seeing this will think it's just probably a part of the skilled workers route. So please, you can continue, but just help us highlight the difference between not so much, but the uniqueness of global talent visa as opposed to that. So
okay.
but I would want you to come in the area of benefits majorly,
Yeah.
how it's more beneficial to applicants than or what makes it unique or different from this other route. So let's go on.
Okay. So in terms of what makes it different, I'd say one of the key difference that you could also call a benefit is that it can offer you a fast pathway to permanent residence or citizenship. So when
That's
we say pass,
amazing.
yeah, it does. So let's use the UK Global Talent Visa, for example. You can
Okay.
be on a 3 year or 5 year pathway to becoming a permanent resident. And then 1 year later, you can, if all the conditions are met, you can get your citizenship. So
Just
that makes
one
it
year
very fast.
later.
So I
Wow,
mean,
that's
yeah,
really,
after 3 or 5 years, depending on
yeah.
the track, you can
Okay.
qualify for permanent residency. And after getting your permanent residency, a year later, you will be qualifying for your citizenship. Then that's a one example. So it's faster because some other routes would take quite longer than that. There's using Australia as an example. Australia Global Talent is already a permanent resident visa. So it means that at the point you're
Wow,
getting the visa, you're getting permanent residency. And then
that's very interesting.
after if a few years down the line as well, if you meet the citizenship condition, you can become a citizen. So that is one key benefits of the global talent visa as compared to the others. Then another important benefit as well is that it does not require sponsorship. It does not require
Yeah.
sponsorship. What we mean here is other routes like the skilled worker visa, you would need to get a job, or you need to get an employer to sponsor you, and you are going to be staying on the visa condition on still staying with that employer. So in the
Okay.
event that, for example, something happens to your job, and let's say, just as we're seeing layoffs happening, across board, and you were to lose
Gloria.
that job, yes, you're going to lose your stay in that country, and that would mean
Wow.
having to your visa would have to be curtailed. So the fact that you're
Revoked.
not
Yeah.
tied to an employer, it just gives you that peace of
That
mind.
edge over those, yes. So you can
Yeah, peace
concentrate
of mind.
on actually adding value without being
Yeah,
necessarily tied to your employer. That's really
yeah.
amazing. That's
That,
amazing. So any other benefits you want to add to this? Okay, I
the
think Mr.
miracle
Miracle
has
has
something.
something he
I
wants to
wanted to,
say.
yes,
Maybe
yes, I just
run
wanted to
into
use
it.
like very, very, I wanted to just add like very, very short, talks around that. So
Okay.
maybe 3 words or 4 words. No IELTS, IELTS, you don't need that.
Wow, that's
No,
amazing.
no,
Yeah,
but those things that trouble people, no proof of fund, you don't need that. No
Whoa.
certificate of sponsorship, you don't need that. Those things that really trouble people, and it's like it causes a lot of headaches. And
That's really good news out there because
you
people
don't even need a
have
job.
to
You
probably,
don't need to
yes,
be
have
working.
to
yeah,
two, three trials, especially for the IELTS, the language requirements, and
Yes,
also there's not a
go
lot
for
of
Australia as
the.
well. So Australia and
That's
UK, you don't need
amazing. That's amazing. Especially the money to what's it called now? You
proof of
said there
fund.
was something you said.
Proof
The
of
proof of
fund.
fund, yes, that's usually one of the major reasons I see people running around for. It really stresses people out, and people go taking loans and incurring debt. So that's a very major benefit. So I would like to ask at this point. I think I should direct this question to Mr. Miracle. I'd like to ask at this point. It was is this you are also a recipient of the global talent visa. So at the point of receiving this, can you just like share your experience on how this came about and the kind of how it really relieved you, the kind of what it really did for you at the point you got it?
So I'll use the word we are recipients because
Yes, yes, yes.
we're recipients of the visa. So what
Yeah.
happened was we actually were you know we just had few days left on our visa, which was
Okay.
a student visa. So and so like Marine has already spotted, um, so we're already scared and troubled that we'll be leaving the UK. So because it's going to be illegal when your visa has expired and you're still in the country. So it
Mm-hmm.
was really, yeah, it was really a trouble for us. But I would say God um, came in.
Amazing.
God came in to our rescue, and we gave it a shot. It was even a miracle, like my name.
Mm.
And we didn't even know about it, so we just saw it online. We went for it, and we tried applying for it, and here we are today as recipients of it. So it
Okay.
came in miraculously. The news, how the news came in about the visa, how we got to know about it, and we gave it a shot. We're even very scared that it's because we didn't even have enough lot of information thrown at us on how to go about
Mm.
it. But we did our hard work, and got on our side. Put all of the diligence, tried our best, and all that. Now we have it, and we even coach and help people get it as well.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's yeah. Maybe Marilyn can still talk more about the story.
Okay. So please.
he has said the best
Oh,
the best part of it.
all right.
So
Yeah. So
I'll just make a comment
now
on this
we can.
criteria.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. Now we can sleep with our two eyes
Okay.
closed. So that's another thing we just
Whoa.
we make you sleep with your two eyes closed.
That's
Yes,
amazing. That's
because yes,
seriously
you're not afraid.
amazing.
If you're maybe employed on a skilled worker visa, a skilled worker
Mm-hmm.
visa, you're afraid that maybe you might lose your, even if you don't like the job, you just because your visa is sponsored by your employer, and if they maybe
Mm-hmm.
really don't want to work with you, and there's this fear you have, so you just you don't have peace of mind. So I call this global talent visa a visa that gives you peace of mind. So peace of mind visa, because even if you want to change employment, there is flexibility on that visa to do that. So you're not tied to an employer because of the visa. So it's a wonderful visa and has made us, you know, sleep on our bed with our two eyes closed. You know,
Okay. All right. So I'll just make a comment from what you just said. So it's obvious that from this visa, if for any reason you're not satisfied with your place of work, you can actually transfer, or you get a better opportunity. You can actually transfer to another employer within the country.
You can sack your boss.
That's-
Oh
I think at this point we need to start bringing stories. So at this point,
I like how that came out, because seriously, it gives you, that's like a very serious boost of confidence, right?
yeah,
Like, you can sack your boss if you're not in any way satisfied. You can actually go for what you really think you deserve, or
you can be
what
sacked
is
for more
worth
too.
your service and your attention. That's really amazing.
And
Like
not
Mr. Miracle said, that's serious peace of mind. So you can go
that
on.
Peace of mind
You need to say
visa,
something.
miracle visa, peace of mind visa.
I
Peace
would
of mind.
yeah. It actually brings me to the third benefit I wanted to highlight. Just the
Okay.
fact that it actually helps, boosting your confidence right from the
Mm,
point you're preparing your application. It's helping you sell yourself because
Mm.
you're bringing yourself to, the best possible light. And it's not a visa to be humble in quotes. You have you have to really sell yourself, blow your
it's
horn and
one
trumpet. And
time
some
you're
people,
allowed
yeah,
to blow your trumpet. Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you're not going to play tone down on what you have achieved because you really need to show them that you're an exceptional talent. So and the fact that you have gone through that very rigorous exercise, which is also what we
Mhm.
try to do when coaching people, bringing out spotlighting that uniqueness in them,
Mm,
their story, unique story, presenting them in the best possible light. There are persons who have come to us and when you look at the application they put together themselves and they were rejected, you see that they sold themselves short. So what we also try
mm,
to do is like, what is that projecting that uniqueness, that exceptional aspect of people, and that when you really look at, you say, oh, is this me? Because I've actually come a long way. I've done a lot than I have given myself credit for. And when
mm,
you come out of that exercise and with that confidence as well, you're going into the market really knowing, no, you're not having an inflated view about yourself, but you can actually, sell yourself. You can negotiate because it allows you to
yeah.
bring that increase your negotiation power, unlike some other visas where you feel like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to speak and I would annoy my boss. So let me not
Yeah.
bring my
Some
best foot
other
forward.
visas feel like a favor, but this one feels
Yeah,
like you're bringing something to the table, and
yeah,
these countries are buying into it.
exactly.
That's very amazing. That's very
Exactly.
amazing. I like the confidence it brings out. I like the fact that it doesn't make you apply as someone who is helpless, but someone who is confident in their abilities and has something really to offer to the host country or to the country they are applying to. So I like
Yeah.
the direction of the flow of this conversation, because I think the first time I saw global talent visa, it felt big, right? It felt up there. It felt like it's for superstars. But seriously, you said global. You need to feel like one hill that broke Guinness Book of Records to
Like a Nobel Prize
to
winner.
yeah, you feel like you have to do the unimaginable, the impossible. But going through the process and from what I've seen Scholar Lane do, I realized that it's not necessarily about doing the impossible in a particular field. It's more about the uniqueness of your own personal story and the things you have achieved. in your own journey. So I would like Miss Marilyn or Mr. Miracle, either of you, to highlight on that. Especially for our audience out there, they'll really need to know that because some people listening in now would probably feel it's for techies, it's for gurus, it's for people that are carrying first in class, it's not for people like us that are just teaching 1,000 kids. And meanwhile, teaching even 5 kids, impacting their lives is something very monumental. So we want to make everybody who are probably eligible but are selling themselves short know that they are probably qualified and at least go the extra mile of probably maybe making a phone call, calling us, or taking an eligibility test, or some just making a move from where they are currently. So tell us about what the kind of people that can apply. All right.
Okay, maybe Marilyn will go first, then I will just add
I said
salt
that's
and
one.
spices on it.
Okay,
All
yeah, that's a good shout that it can feel intimidating, and
right.
it did for me when I saw the guidelines. It was looking like, okay, maybe it's this Silicon Valley unicorn founders that should
Mm-hmm.
go for it, or a Nobel Prize winner. But
Yeah.
it was as I started to dig more and ask more questions, I realized that I could actually see people like me that were um that it was really possible. So let the name global talent not intimidate you. It just if you look at it from the angle of, let's say, UK wants talent from all over the world. So that's the global. And yeah, exactly. And if you have maybe those specialized skills that are in high demand, which is another benefit I would highlight as well, that the one thing unique about the visa is it's highlighting those specialized skills in high demand. It means when you get into that country, you're going to be
Mm.
that skill is going to be in demand. So it's now a factor of how you're able to position yourself, a matter of time for you to get opportunities in that country. So it's not necessarily just those in tech. There are different fields can qualify for it. There is for people who are in humanities, who are in sciences, in education, in the medicine and health sector, and tech, of course, arts and culture. So I know, again, depending on the country as well, there are specific disciplines that they would class as priority sectors. Australia, for
Okay.
example, has like priority sectors. So it's just a matter of like what we do at the start is that eligibility assessment to see where
Okay.
does your skill match up. Are you at the point where you're going to be ready, or do you need some time to prepare yourself with the kind of skills and evidence that you need for the application?
Okay. I think
Yeah,
I think I see something coming. Mr. Miracle wants to say something. So go on.
yeah,
Go right.
and it's for people who are not ready but can be ready. That's why we have we have our accelerated global talent package. That's Scholar Lean. So you're not
Okay.
because I believe everybody is a talent. So she has
True.
talked about the those that are are from the academic fields and or
Mm.
maybe research fields, and those that are from the non-academic fields, and maybe like the one she has mentioned, and the endorsing bodies are maybe Arts Council England for those from the fields of art and culture and
Okay.
digital technician. So she has mentioned all of those, those fields. But like I said, everybody is a talent. But the question now is most times some persons
Mhm.
don't have the information on how to get
Okay.
this visa. Some persons don't even have, there are some human elements, like even if they have the information and maybe they are afraid, and all that. So we have a
Yeah.
package that takes all those obstacles and barriers and make you know that you can actually do it. So it's for you that even think that you you're not
If you are
qualified.
not ready, but are ready to be
Personally,
ready.
I said that you are qualified. You're a global talent. Get the visa. So we have a process
Okay.
that can upgrade such individuals and and yeah, just overrules the whatever is the obstacle. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
what you call the package again? Accelerate to.
so we have it's called Accelerates to. It's not even on Google, so it's
Okay.
our brand.
Okay.
It's not on Google. Yeah, it's unique to us. So it's Colaline's unique product. So it's called Accelerates to Global Talent Package. Yeah. So we believe. So with that package, we believe that you can be a global talent, and in a short time, you hopefully qualify for the visa. Once we, set the vision right for you and tell you all you need to do to prepare you, and even knock off all the human elements that might be an obstacle. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I had a technical glitch there, but we're back right on. So thank you for that. It's really been amazing this conversation tonight, because even though I'm part of the team, I'm actually assimilating, and I'm getting a lot of new information, and I'm getting more confidence on, are you sure even me self, I would not even
You're a global talent.
so someone from the media is on our live and is watching. So the person is asking, what about media opportunities? And I think it's something that part of the aspect that Miss Meridine has mentioned about arts and humanities. Do you want to like weigh in on that? Do you want to tell our viewers something about that? Right.
Okay. I wish I could get more context to that question, because
Okay.
there is media opportunity. It depends as well. Like the digital
Yeah, media is
technology could
actually
also,
really broad.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Digital technology routes, there are persons in media who could get it as long as they are contributing and advancing the
Mm.
digital technology sector significantly.
Okay.
So, and media as well can apply to the arts
Mm.
route. So,
Okay.
it depends. Like if we get more context around
Okay.
what media
So
opportunities are
I would
being
just
referred to
tell
here.
the person that asked the question, I'll just say go to our website www.scholarlane.com. The name Scholarlane is what you're seeing on your screen, is the name of our channel. So it's just scholarlane.com. If you Google Scholarlane, you see us directly, and you can actually speak with a member of our team for free for 15 minutes, and kind of maybe have a discussion, right? It's a free session, right? It's called discovery session. So from that session, you're able to discuss your particular route and see what opportunities can be open to you. And if you are not yet ready, according to what Mr. Miracle said, we can make you ready. We can
Yeah.
prepare you. So it's actually one of the reasons why we are here. From the stories Miss Marilyn and Mr. Miracle said, if you watch some of our videos I'll be putting up subsequently, from the stories they've told, from some of their testimonials, when they came across this, it was from a video like this that they stumbled on. So the information about it is not so well out there. And it's actually an important visa route that is beneficial, is easier. If you're a career person, it can fast track your career, and it can make you global, right? So one of the things I would just advise viewers is that go on our channels, our social media platforms. You'll see any of our links. Make use of the free call. Just dial in and have a discussion with someone on our team. And from there, you'd at least know the next step to take. You know if you're qualified, or one of or two things you need to do to fast track your. So I was saying, Miss Marilyn, probably she'll still share the part of the testimony. They just came across this, and there is barely any information about the global talent route out there, which is why we are making this video. So you know there's something like this, and this is how you can go about it. And the very unique thing about both Miss Miracle and Miss Marilyn, I think it was at the first trial that they were able to get in. So the major thing I want to highlight is that it is possible, it is doable, and it can be easy. But we've done the groundwork for you. So we're just here to make it easier, to make you more accessible to information, and to fast track your career for you. So we are a team that helps people fast track their careers. So I would want Miss Meredith to also just share a little bit of light on the application process, how she came about this, and what the entire experience was like.
Okay, so the right, it starts with understanding the guidelines, right? That bit of, just as we're putting this information out there,
Okay.
that creates the first question is, am I even eligible? Do I qualify? Or how do I even start, and how do I go about it? So I'm gathering all the information, and like Funke have said, we have, that's because we have supported persons and we have guided them, we understand that whole process, and we can make it easier, and reduce the hassle around getting that information and knowing like what are the steps to take, so. And once you identify what will be suitable in terms of the criteria that you need to meet, the kind of evidence, on a broader sense, they need to do a strategy session to map your background to the evidence, because there are people who
Mm-hmm.
come and they feel, okay, I'm ready to submit, but when you look at the evidence, you will clearly know that they haven't really um done their homework around being strategic. And sometimes it's not their fault, because they really don't understand the nuances of the application process and what is expected, so they just mix things up. So that's also where we come to support. And once you have that strategy, you can go away and start gathering the evidence. Now, the time frame involved in gathering the evidence is going to depend on a number of factors. For example, is there something that you already have and it's a matter of like getting it ready? Do you have the right people in place to give
Mm.
you the kind of evidence you need? Even your network is also important, so all of that happens. And when you start gathering that evidence, the structuring is also important, because if you don't
Okay.
structure it properly, you're not going to have a cohesive story, you know
Okay.
um so the technician route, for example, you can be having up to 45-page document to put together. Some
Wow.
you require
That's
less, so it's really really rigorous, so it could take
okay.
roughly for some persons maybe 2 to 3 months. But we also, because of the experience we have, it's something that we can work with the person to really make that whole process um more structured and more seamless, and managing projects and collaborating as well.
Okay. All right. In one of your chats that I've listened to, it was very interesting. From what you just said now, it just inspired me to highlight on that, that a lot of people actually attempt to apply for those on their own, and they make a lot of mistakes or fall into one or two pitfalls that get them rejected. So even as doable as this is, I think the challenge is that as easy as it seems, that it's also easy to fall into the small pitfalls along the route, along the way. So, whereas even though people can make such mistakes, we've also seen people like you who did it, and on the first try, you scaled through. So, can you like identify two or three mistakes you've seen while trying to help people? Some of the pitfalls or the mistakes they made while trying to apply. I think this question is probably going to be the last one. We are close. We are getting close
Yeah.
to the end of the webinar. So I think it's going to be the last question. Then I'm second to the last question. I'll still ask Mr. Miracle one question. So so please just highlight on that. Thank you.
Okay. One of the pitfalls is actually really not understanding the guidelines, right? Some persons just, breeze through, and they're not paying attention to detail. So there are details there even about the time span of your evidence. Some of them would say you need to have evidence within the past 5 years. Some would say, your evidence should not be too recent, because it might allude to you just producing those evidence for the sake of the application.
Because
It
of the
doesn't really
visa,
show
yes,
your,
yes,
yeah,
it's
your track
reasonable.
record. So if you're not paying attention to those details, you might miss them out. And that's what we find a lot, that people just don't pay attention to those little details. And that's something that we try to pick up when we look at and review the application pack, to spot out those things from experience as well that has actually cost people a lot. And another mistake is, lack of consistency and coherence. When
Okay.
one, let's say your LinkedIn is saying something else, your CV is saying something else, your
Oh,
personal statement. So if you're not being coherent, and you are not also being organized in the way you're telling the story, then that could also come across as, it can hurt your application. And
application.
yeah, those are some of the common things. So within them, there are so many things that could come up. So like missing out small details. That there's a lot
Okay.
of different details that people miss out, and we'll probably go into
Okay.
that on a different um, section.
Yes, yes. I just
Yeah,
needed to sneak that in because of
yeah.
what you said earlier. So from what you said now, I would just like to highlight something. A mistake, because apart from this being about the global talent visa, this webinar is also something to help career persons develop. So what you mentioned about coherence and consistency is actually very important. A lot of people, even for local jobs and applying for local opportunities, have this make the same mistake. You have a different thing on your LinkedIn. For example, you're applying for a tech role on your CV. Then on your LinkedIn, you have a media persona there, a media profile, and the LinkedIn account is attached to your CV. So the major reason why you have that link there is for people to preview, like I have an evidence of what you said. They want to check your work history online, and they're seeing an admin role for someone who is applying for a tech role in the CV. So I think it's a very, very important shout for everyone who is applying for anything. You have to be consistent and you have to be coherent. So it doesn't look like it's two different people or two different profiles with the same name.
Well, I
Right.
think one more thing to highlight there, and linking that back to what we had said earlier, is some persons make the application too generic. No, there's nothing
Okay.
that needs to be generic. I think you mentioned something like that, Funke, about unique.
Okay.
You,
Yeah.
bringing out your unique self, and putting your unique self, tailoring and that's what we try to do as well. We tailor it. So if someone picks your application, they can't say, okay, maybe this is Funke or this is Miracle. Who is it?
Mhm.
They will really know that
Just like
this it needs.
everybody, yeah.
Yeah, so it needs to be very, very tailored. It's not a template. It's not going to
Okay.
be a template like application. Very tailored, very unique, telling your unique story, because
Mhm.
no two person's story, even though they may have the same career
Similar,
or
yeah.
role or title, if you look at the background, where they're coming from, their passion, where they're going to, it's never going to be the same. So that needs to
Yeah.
really come across very, very clearly,
Okay.
in a creative, in a unique way.
Okay, I think this is why this is where most people would need a team like Scholarly to come in to help you tell your story to this audience, to the Global Talent Visa team, to tell your unique story, to present it in a way that is unique and highlights your strengths, right? To help you tell your story. So it's been wonderful having you here today. Before
Yeah,
we finish,
sorry, Funke. You did. I
yeah,
think another thing I wanted to
something
add
like
is,
you. Okay.
there's this big one. To some persons, when they lack this information of this
Mm-hmm.
route, some persons are actually qualified for the exceptional talent route, and some are
Okay.
qualified for the exceptional promise. So but when people don't also have this information, they misplace
Mm.
yeah, they
Okay.
misplace things, and you eventually someone would have been actually really qualified for the special talent, it would have
Yeah.
shortened his you know chances of getting that, which makes his settlement chances very, very shorter, which is just for 3 years for
Okay.
spinal talent. But because of this lack of information and guidance, and that's where we also come in. You see that kind of person will not miss out on such opportunities. So that's another thing to also watch out for. Yeah, so and that's where we come in to also guide and coach and help. Some persons now settle for the exceptional promise, which has a longer routes to settlement,
It's
which
a
is fine.
longer route.
Yeah,
Okay.
longer years to settlement than the exceptional talent, which is just shorter, just 3 years to you getting your ILR and then eventually citizenship.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
that's really amazing and that's new information. So definitely we are going to be doing this really soon, and we want you to talk about this particular part a lot. Why, how these two are different, and how people should go, which one people should go for, especially depending on where they are coming from, their background, and what they're planning to achieve. So the last question I'm going to ask you before we call it a night is that what, especially as a person, as a recipient of the Global Talent Visa, what is your what is the sweetest experience you've had about this entire Global Talent Visa story? Please, just something for the audience to go with. I know
So
it's a lot, and I'm asking you to pick just one, but you can do and give us two or three. What's the sweetest part of being a recipient?
so I think this question, once again, I'll tie it back to my name, Miracle.
Okay.
Yes. So if I'm to explain this experience, yes, I'll tie it back to my name because the fact that the way the visa came, the information, the way it came,
Yeah.
it's not like we had any power information about it, and just stumbled on a video like this, so, from someone, and um, God gave us the go ahead to go for it. And
Mhm.
even the way God told us, it looked like God told us that this is like going to be a lottery. So we just, went into it with faith that we don't know what will happen and all that, but we just, went into it with faith. And like I said, miraculously, we got the news that we have been endorsed,
That's
and
amazing.
yeah, so the way
I
it
can
happened.
imagine how emotional that is, because I saw your face when I asked. It feels like you had people washing all
They
over
were
you again. You were
jumping,
reliving the moment. I
a
could
lot of
literally
beautiful sprinkles, jumping. Sometimes it even made tears came out of my eyes. So many reactions. I
smile.
can't just. So like there are many words to describe this. It's a miracle. It was like a miracle to us. Um, Peace of mind to us. Um, it was like even it's okay, amazing. It's just many adjectives to describe it. Uh,
Okay. All
yes,
right.
it has
Okay.
allowed us to the fact that it has allowed us to do a lot of things in the UK, and we're not restricted. You want to even do, be self-employed. You want a lot of things. You want to a lot of things you could do. The visa, gives you that opportunity. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So we're definitely doing this next time. We're definitely talking about your journey and people you've helped. And we have a lot to actually talk about. Like we have what qualifies you, what how Skololin can help you, and how what are the necessary things you need to put together. We have this conversation is continuous, and we definitely coming back next time. So but one thing I want everyone watching to take away, or everyone who would come across this video to take away, is that you are not alone in this journey. If you decide to go through the Global Talent Visa, you are not alone. We will have an entire team of persons ready to help you walk this road. And we have the information, we have we can walk you through the ropes, so to say. And like Miss Marilyn said earlier, and I spotlighted it, it said she said connecting talents to opportunity. So, and Miss Miracle earlier said that everyone is a talent. You just need your story to be told. So everyone is a talent. You need your story to be told. Perhaps you're not ready with all of the requirements, right? But Scholarly can help you be ready. We can make you ready. We just need to guide you, hold your hand, show you what you need to do, what you need to put together, and tell your story in a way that will make the audience know that yes, this you deserve this. And like Miss Meredith also said, so I'm just highlighting some of the things we've said tonight. That you don't need to be a superstar. The global bear doesn't mean that you have to be Hilda. The global bear means that UK, Australia, these countries want talents from all over the world. So that's the major. The global there doesn't mean that you have to be the only one doing this. There might be a lot of people doing this, but your story is unique, your talent is unique, what you're bringing to the table is unique, and how you're going to grow their economy is also unique. So want your unique story, and we want to see what you can do and how you can do it. And Scholarly can help you make this dream come through. So another thing is that it's available not only to those in tech, those in arts, in humanities, in the medical line, in someone in the media asked, and she spotlighted that those in the media can actually go through arts depending on what you're applying for or your area of your area of interest, right? So looks like Miss Melody wants to say something
No,
before
no,
we
no,
call
no,
it a
no.
night. Okay.
I just love the how you're just bringing out the points. So it's interesting. I'm actually even taking notes. Nice one.
Okay, so we also mentioned some pitfalls that people make when trying to apply by themselves, and this some of those things are simplistic. They're just little things that could make you get rejected, and you have to go through the entire process again. And she mentioned some things. If you watch the video all over again, you can spotlight some of those things and try to avoid them. But more than that, you can just pick up your phone or go through our website and call us, and we can guide you. The first 15 minutes discovery call, like we said, is free. We want to talk to you, so please talk to us. Talk to Miss Marilyn. You can, even if it's Mr. Miracle, we have an entire team that are doing this, right? So if you need any of the persons on this team, whatever your needs are, and trust me, this team is to be trusted. We're not here just to ginger you up, then at the end of the day, just probably make you excited. No, the aim is not to excite. The aim is to achieve. So trust me, if it is doable, and we'll help you do it. Miss Miracle wants to say something. All right,
Yeah,
all right. Well,
one of the things I want to also say before we leave the audience is I will not fail to give glory to God because it's like I just forgot even the story, really, like the whole story of that. To be very honest, like we will not fail to give glory to God because even how it all started,
okay.
and how it came to be, like, even getting the letters, getting, gathering the documents, sometimes because we're not prepared for it. And in a short time, it could just
Mhm.
be God, it could just be God. So we'll not also fail to give glory to God in all of this. It was not something we expected. It was not something we planned for. And in a short time, the process was even very, very we when we saw it was looking very gross to approach, but how God came through, gathered, help us even because getting the right persons that would even help us with
Mhm.
it, the letters and all that. It's something we cannot come out to the audience and not return the glory to him. It was
Okay.
just God. Yeah, yeah. So I just wanted to bring
Streaming
that.
from your pool of excitement, I think I
Yeah.
witnessed something that happened quite recently. One of the recipients that Scholarine helped, I think the reaction was, "Is this the letter?" The person was so excited that the person saw the letter, was like, I don't think is this the letter." So I can dream, I can feel the palpating excitement that you're trying to project, and I've seen it happen before, and I can literally see what you're trying to say. So it's a miracle, literally. It's a miracle. So we are borrowing your name, we're going to pay for it. It's a miracle, and yes, like you said, we give glory to God. So with God helping us, we want to help you do this.
Yes.
Would still have this conversation next time, and we want everyone who was here tonight or who comes across this video to follow on all of our social channels. On LinkedIn, we're very active on LinkedIn. We're active on Facebook, and so you can like our Facebook page. We are active on Instagram, and we are also on Twitter. So please also follow our videos on YouTube. You will gain a lot from seeing our videos on YouTube. Most of the content we'll be putting out, the full content will be on YouTube. You may get the highlights on our social handles, but we have conversations on our social handles. So you may still get one or two things from there. Then above all, please do not feel afraid or intimidated. Please just give us a call, and we'll make this happen together. So thank you, Miss Marilyn, for this very wonderful conversation. Mr. Miracle,
Thank
it was so lovely to be here. I really
you so
enjoyed it. I had to start jotting things down, even though I'm part of the team. I'm still I still, every day when we have discussions like this, I see something new that I need to put down, and it's really an exciting thing. So I'll encourage everyone who is interested not to be intimidated. It feels like we shouldn't end this conversation,
much.
but at
There are
this
so many
point,
stories. There are so many stories to talk about and say, but maybe next time
seriously,
we'll talk about so many.
seriously.
It has so many elements. So many elements.
Yeah,
So many
so
elements.
I think this feels like an opening conversation, right?
Yeah.
So the
No.
very next time we'll try not to leave the conversation for a short or for a long time. We'll try to have this conversation again. I want people to come in with their questions, please. I want you to come in with your questions. Okay, give me a moment. I have a question from someone. Okay. All right. I think we've taken that. I think we've taken that question. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you everyone for watching us, for staying with us for this 1 hour. We love you. I want you to tune in next time. Take care. Good night.
Uh,
Bye
cheers.
bye.